Hello everyone, this is SQL Depository and I am Saurabh Pandey. Today we will discuss about a very basic execution plan which is index seek. And the question is, are all index seeks good? And the answer is yes, they are good. But are they always optimized? Well, I don't think so. Let's look at an example. So I'm going to create two tables here. The first one is seek test1 and another one is seek test2, which has couple of columns. And after creating this table, I'm gonna insert few million records here. Well, not exactly few millions. It is gonna be 350,000 records here. Okay. And once these records are inserted, I'm gonna update few of the records in seek test1 table. Once the records are updated, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create the indexes on seek test1 and seek test2 table, and the key column is going to be the ID column, and the included columns are well and well3 columns. So let me go ahead and do it first. Let me create the tables. It is done. Now I'm gonna insert 350,000 records in both the tables, and it will take a couple of seconds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause the recording, and once it will be completed, I'll resume the recording again. Okay, so it has taken 29 seconds to insert the record, but this is not the problem. Now I'm gonna update the records in the seek test table one, and now it is updated. So now I'm gonna create the indexes on seek test1 and seek test2 table, and as I've already discussed, the key column is gonna be the ID column, and the include columns will be val and val3 columns. So let me go ahead and create those indexes. It will again take a couple of seconds, but I'm not expecting it to take more than 8 to 10 seconds. Let's see how much time it will take. Well, it is already more than 10 seconds. Okay, so it has taken 12 seconds. Now I'm gonna execute this small select statement, and before executing it, I'm going to enable the stats IO on. Okay, so once this select statement will execute, we'll look at the execution plan. So what I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna enable the actual execution plan here. So now as it is enabled, so let me go ahead and execute the query. And once it will complete, I'll look at the execution plan, and in the execution plan, if I'll take the cursor here, you can see the seek predicate at the very bottom of this list, and it says the seek predicate is ID column. But then if you go little up above output list and object, you can see another predicate here, which is value column, val column. Now what is this other predicate? So this other predicate is known as residual predicate, and this is because we have only ID column in the index key column list. We don't have val column. But if you look at the query here, it has the ID column and value column. It has the where clause on both the columns, but it can seek only on the ID column. It cannot seek on the value column, val column, because val column is not part of the key list of the index. It is part of the index, but it is not a key in the index. Okay, so that is why we have two different predicates here. One is seek predicate, which is ID column, and on the basis of ID, it is performing the seek, the seek, and after that it has another predicate which is value column, and it has to filter out the remaining values which will not follow this condition. But as value is not part of the key list of the index, so it will have to do it separately. So how exactly it is doing it, just to know about it, I'm gonna enable a query trace which is 9130, and if I'll execute the same statement with this query trace, you'll see a one more operator after the index seek. So index seek is now being performed on the ID column, and once the seek is performed, this is the operator which is filtering the records, which has which is not following this condition here. So and it has the the operator cost as 7%. So this is something that got cost extra on the execution plan, and these kind of things are not good. And whenever you see this, it means that your index seek is not optimized. It has the residual predicate, and if we'll remove this residual predicate and will modify our index a bit, we can actually improve the performance of our query. So in order to do that, what I'm going to do this time, I'm going to create one more index here on the seek test one column, and this time I'll include id and value column, val column in the key list, and val3 column will still remain in the include list. Let me go ahead and execute it. And this time if I'll execute the query and I'll look at the execution plan, this time you don't see any another predicate here. I can only see the seek predicate, and it has the id and the value column both. Now, did I really improve the performance of the query? That I don't know so far. In order to identify if we have performed, we have improved the query performance or not, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the same select statement twice, but in the second select statement, which is exactly the same, I'm going to force the optimizer to use the index that I've created before, which has only id as the key column. And then we'll look at the execution plan. So let me go ahead and execute this, and once it will be completed, we'll look at the execution plan. And now it is completed. And now you can see the the first select statement has the batch cost of 23%, while the second select statement, which is exactly the same, but it is using the index which has only id as the key column. And you can confirm this by taking the cursor here, and you can see another predicate in this execution plan, and it has the batch cost of 77%. So your query is now about 3x faster. I mean, I cannot say that it will be exactly 3x faster, but this is the indication that my query is now very much faster than than it was before. So this is what I wanted to cover in this session. So always remember, index seeks are good, but they are not always optimized. So you have to always look into it. Thank you for watching.